pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we have a roll call?
Lois Tiley.
Here.
Michael Nesbitt.
Present.
Christine Newman. Absent. Richard Horner.
Here.
Kathy Harris.
Here.
Diane Dennis. Absent. And Sarah Tiley.
Here.
Any announcements or public comments at this time? If not, let's move on to Spicer Engineering Report.
You missed one.
Approval adjustments to the agenda. Part number 3.
Oh, sorry. You said to hurry. I'm sorry. Approval or adjustments to the agenda?
One adjustment under new business, item H. Appointment to the Planning Commission, letter of interest from Steve Harris.
Motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I move to approve the agenda.
Support?
I'll support it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Now may we have the Spicer Engineering Report.
Hi, John.
Hello.
We can hear you just fine.
Okay, I can barely hear you, so
Well, he's making up for it.
Let's keep it that way.
so you have a copy of my report. Things of note, today there was a webinar on the drinking water asset management grant that the village applied for. Eagle did not really have any new information other than they received 4 times the amount of the grant in requests than what's available. And they are going through and scoring all of the applications, and they should have something in April. And that's really all they had to say about that today. The other things that we have going on, we do have a proposal to you to start the engineering work on the phase 1 water project. And then a little further down in our report, Hart and I have been talking about going after a category B grant from MDOT for the Fulton and Hosmer pavement. That would be a 50% grant. So I'd be happy to answer questions. Maybe Hart can relay them to me.
Anyone have any questions? You lucked out, John.
No questions. I would just add that the $1.9 trillion coronavirus bill that passed, it's expected that Michigan will receive over $10 billion from that, and 4.4 billion of that will be split between local governments, with 2.2 billion going to counties and 2.2 billion going to cities, villages, and townships. And my understanding is that in the Senate version, I haven't confirmed the House when they got back to the House for their version, but the COVID CARES Act dollars are all set on how you could use them. They're very strict parameters. My understanding is the Senate version allows you to use it for wastewater and sewer upgrades. So I've got
Interesting.
I got to confirm that stayed in the House bill, which I believe it did, but that would be interesting. And everybody on the call, how much for me, what am I going to get? And they didn't have answers yet, but they expect that money to be in the state within a month or two. So just of note.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't think I have much for you, John. I'm meeting with Saginaw Future and Paula on Friday via Zoom.
Okay.
If you have any questions or anything you want me to do, give me a call tomorrow.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I just have one.
Oh, we have one question, John.
Okay,
I don't know if this is necessarily for John, I was just wondering if you have an idea when the Fulton and Hosmer street paving's gonna be?
When Fulton Hosmer street paving, it's early in spring. We probably won't be first on the list, but we're up there since it was supposed to be done in the fall. Obviously, COVID pushed a lot of construction jobs back, and we decided at the end of last year that it was better to wait rather than have speed bumps that weren't intended through after the winter, so.
Okay.
All right, thank you, John. Have a wonderful evening.
thank you very much, you too.
See you.
Goodbye.
Move on to council minutes approval for the February 10th, 2021. Any questions on those minutes? If not, do I hear a motion to approve them as presented?
Do you wanna approve Exhibit A's from Spicer regarding the Phase 1 water system and the category grant?
We can do that.
The
Anybody have any questions on this Exhibit A?
Phase 1 is the USDA grant, what they will be doing for us. And this is, payment for this work shall be based on that, standard hourly rates, estimated to be about $10,000, and then, as our engineering firm, should we get the grants and the loans, they're looking at about $183,000 out of a $2.25 million contract, so. That's all in Exhibit A to agreement between owner and engineer for professional services, attachment number 2017-15.
Anyone with any questions?
Should've done this with John on the phone. So this is part of the USDA grant process, so.
Okay.
And these are the older water mains that are gonna be?
Yep, we're starting on the older side of town, if you will, where we've seen more breaks than on the newer side.
I've lived in St. Charles pretty much most of my life. What exactly do you consider the older side of town? Like
East
from
or
Bell
south.
Avenue south? Okay,
Down by the old boat works
okay.
in that area.
So then, we're on the newer side of town?
Yes.
Okay.
If there's no more questions, anybody, do we have a motion to accept the Exhibit A, Phase 1 water system improvement?
Make a motion, we accept and, the attachment number 2017-15. Project Phase 1 water system improvements.
Thank you, Lois. Do we have a support for that?
Second.
Supported? Have a roll call?
Lois Tiley,
Yes.
Michael Nesbitt,
Yes.
Christine Newman, absent, Richard Horner,
Yes.
Kathy Harris,
Yes.
Diane Dennis, absent, and Sarah Tiley.
Yes.
Sounds like it's a pass. We want to do the other attachment too right away?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any information on it other than what's presented?
This is to go after the Category B grant application for cities, townships, and villages. We went after the whole shebang last year, 250,000, and didn't get it. So I researched some of the villages that did receive it, and most of them went for the $30,000 to $60,000 range, and they won it. So we do have money in the budget to do this, but I figured if we might as well try and get half of it for free, so, and save $50,000.
Any questions? If not, do I hear a motion on this attachment 201716?
I'll make a motion that we accept category B grant 2017-16.
Support for the motion?
I'll support it.
Motion's been made and supported. Roll call, please.
Lois Tiley,
Yes.
Michael Nesbitt,
Yes.
Christine Newman, absent. Richard Horner,
Yes.
Kathy Harris,
Yes.
Diane Dennis, absent, and Sarah Tiley.
Yes.
Council minutes for February 10th. Any questions on those? If not, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes of February 10th?
I move to approve the minutes of February 10th.
Support?
Yes.
Motion made and supported. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. February 24th, 2021 minutes. Any questions on those? If not, do I hear a motion to accept those minutes as presented?
I'll make a motion.
Motion's made. Do we have a support for the motion?
I'll
I
support. We'll both support.
Take whichever one you want. Okay. Oh, gee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are accepted as presented. And approved. Let's move on to commission and committee reports. Downtown Development Authority, March 5th, 2021. Any question on those minutes?
I have a question. What
Right.
is, what are they talking about exactly with this mock-up of signs with locations?
Wayfinding signage, so it's basically a decorative sign that would, shows where businesses are and
Okay.
where to go. There's different ways to do it. Some municipalities do it, 0.3 miles to McDonald's, or 0.3 mile walk to McDonald's.
Oh,
or,
okay.
0.5 mile walk to Deadwood Studio. And so they're looking at ways to get people to turn right and go downtown and see what we have. And kind of, Subway, we've talked about, State Bank is supportive. Whether, maybe pay $25 and get your name on there and make it kind of a thing. Try to help businesses out so people know where they are.
Mhm.
But a lot of people just turn left at the light and continue on, and we're trying to get them downtown.
So are you looking at getting rid of the sign that's already downtown?
Well, it's not working currently. There's a bill for a few $100s to fix it, and it worked for a day, 2 days, and now it's back to not working. So
That thing's old.
What?
No, that's not
That,
wrong.
that downtown sign,
the electronic sign.
we put it in.
That's the old
Yeah, that's
technology.
the old, we put a new one
It
in.
was in, we put it in when Steve and I were on the what do you call that, downtown?
GDA,
No,
Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that,
We
we were
heard
on,
it was-
we were on the
Didn't
committee
we
that did
Upgrade
that, so.
that sign not too long ago?
it a while ago.
Yeah,
I
they
think
did.
Marguerite
They
said
Like
put
from the
it was
original,
a
I
few
thought
years
we
back,
updated
it was
electric
upgraded,
stuff
but-
for
It
it.
was upgraded. They came out as almost $500 for them to come out, 200 for a service call, 250 to fix, and 2 days later it's called them and they're coming back out. So
Jeez,
um,
thanks for doing a good job.
Well, I hope it doesn't like nickel and dime us to death.
yeah, I'm concerned that we're gonna have a talk when they get back out here. So.
Yeah, I hope so.
Hmm.
Any other questions on the March 5th minutes?
What is the blighted building downtown, what are they talking about that?
Mark Spa Pools.
Oh, okay, okay, I thought maybe that was it, right, so,
There's some concern on the board about what's gonna happen with it.
oh, okay.
The roof allegedly was redone last year, but seems to be caving in.
Hmm.
There's some concern.
Okay.
Parks and Recreation Committee, February 17th. Any question on those committee minutes? Planning Commission, February 18th. Any questions on those minutes?
How much is that new ordinance book gonna cost us?
I'm guessing about $20,000 to $25,000.
you think it's really necessary?
I think it is,
You think so?
based on some of the issues going on in the village continuously, whether it's weed, chickens,
Yeah, yeah.
et cetera.
Well, if you think
This'll-
that it's really
this'll-
necessary,
This'll deal with the marijuana deal too, huh?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said
And
weeds
that's
and weeds.
definitely gotta be dealt with.
When was the last time that was updated? Do you remember?
Clear back,
2013?
clear back, I think
Was it
when we was mayor
2013?
last time.
I just say, it's been a long time.
2015?
2013, I think is what's in the
13,
book.
oh,
And that's
really?
where I'd like to see the blight ordinance written in, or the vacant building ordinance written in. There's a couple other things on the list to add, so.
Well, good then. Okay, let's go forward with that, yeah. Alrighty.
Any other questions? Do I hear a motion to accept and file the committee minutes?
So moved.
Support?
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Where's Diane when you need her?
Yeah.
Well, Mike did pretty good last time.
No, go for it. I'm ready.
Pick them apart, Mike.
Oh, I'm good. Just give me the word. I'll set the motion.
Any questions on the expenses? If not, do I hear a motion?
I move to pay the bills for the post date of February 1st through February 28th in the amount of $130,504.79.
I'll support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Time for a break. I lost my agenda. Here it is. Stuff this up.
We need shredders down here.
Yeah.
Shred them off, because we use them.
New business. Truth and taxation, public hearing. Do we have to go into nothing? We don't have to.
Gotta,
do we?
gotta open it.
We've got to open a public hearing.
Okay. Do we need a motion for that, don't we?
So do we need to close this one?
Yes.
Yes. Do I hear a motion to close this meeting temporarily?
So moved.
Support?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do I hear a motion to open the truth and taxation public hearing?
I'll make a motion that we open the truth and taxation public hearing.
Support?
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hartman?
It is open.
Anybody have any questions about the information you received?
So, budget is open for 2021, as you know. The current budget is, proposed budget is $2,509,282, and it's balanced based on the Uniform Budgeting and Accounting Act, or PA2 of 1968. That is a $525,497 decrease from last year's proposed budget, as we are still feeling the ramifications of COVID-19. The state has recouped most of their $22 dollars, but they're worried about fiscal year 2022 and 2023. For instance, our constitutional and statutory revenue sharing at one point dipped about $30,000, and now due to people receiving COVID payments and shopping online and do-it-yourself projects at home and spending money at Home Depot, the tax revenue has basically gone back to the levels pre-COVID. So we are within $6,000 of what we were originally projected in March of 2020. So that is a good thing. The state did let us know that actual payments will differ from those estimates if the economy experiences a further slowdown, and we should expect a 1.9% decrease next year in our funds. So we have to be fiscally responsible pragmatic, as this budget reflects. It gives our police department, our DPW, and our employees the tools necessary to continue to deliver services at a high-quality rate for the people of St. Charles. So, as I mentioned earlier, there's a $2.2 billion money coming into cities, villages, and townships via the $1.9 trillion COVID relief fund. We are uncertain what we are going to receive at this time, but hope to use it. This budget, as mentioned previous, there is $100,000 to repave the streets of Fulton and Hosmer Street. We did put $14,000 worth of new sidewalks in last year, and we hope to continue to do that, as there are plenty of areas that we know need that. This allows money for a new code and ordinance rewrite. This money provides us to go after USDA Rural Development Grant money. It also attacks our long-term liabilities, our pension funds and our OPEB, which is other post-employment benefits. Is the goal by 2030 that the village pension liabilities will be 100% funded. We've been aggressive. The state has come after most municipalities to make sure you're above 60%. We raised our fund level 4.71% last year. We did pass the annual surplus policy last year as well that will put more funds to it. We do have a surplus division where we put approximately $80,000 to $90,000 in every year just to cover any shortfall we might have and to keep us above the state coming in and requiring us to fill out extra paperwork. I imagine in the future they will go after OPEB, as most municipalities are unfunded there as well, and that's something that we are going to take seriously going forward. Other than that, we do have money in this budget. We are trying to be fiscally responsible. We are financing a new dump truck with a 5-year payment plan. The cost of the dump is $139,840 for those in the crowd here, we'll call it. Our dump truck currently is from 1991. To put that in reference, we have a police officer that was born in 1994. So we're trying to upgrade equipment, but do it in a fiscally responsible way. We will make a payment plan through the state bank. We went through Sourcewell competitive bidding so that we got the lowest rate possible, and we received a 34.5% discount going through that way. So State Bank has worked with us. They gave us a great loan option with a low interest rate, 1.75%, tax exempt. So we're going to try to replace equipment through our capital improvement plan more frequently than every 30 years, but at the same time in a manner that we're not burdening our budget, and we're using taxpayers' dollars wisely and not frivolously. This budget does include a 2% wage for non-union employees. The union employees will receive a raise as well based on their contract negotiated. This does not include a wage for myself, as we previously discussed, and I think that's important to note. And we also have we put a lot of money here towards conferences and workshops for our employees. For instance, Chief to go to, I don't want to call it Chief School, but to learn and continue to get better at her job, for the clerk and the treasurer, and myself to attend conferences mostly via Zoom, so that we know what's going on, we know what's coming down the pike. We're aware of all the state laws that could change or potentially change. And especially in our public works, they're required to have certain licenses that require these funds. So this is a balanced budget, and it invests in our employees. It pays off our long-term debt. It provides fundamental services to the taxpayers, as well as solid potable water with our scarce resources that we're trying to treat very delicately. It provides our employees the tools necessary to make St. Charles a great place to work, live, and play, and we don't take that lightly. We know that times are tough right now, people are hurting, and we're trying to be as responsible and get as much done as fiscally responsible as possible. So this is the 2021-2022 budget.
I think you've done a great job with it, Art. I think you've done a great job with it.
I agree.
I will say this will probably be more accurate than my first budget, when I came in 6 months halfway through trying to figure out where went
Right,
what.
yes.
It's nice to be here for the entire budget cycle.
Any questions specifically on anything? If not, I think we're to the point we need to do something with this.
We do have the resolution to do an interfund loan that's part of the old budget before we amend the budget.
Okay.
Okay.
You have resolution 21-6,
Oh, nope, 21-3.
3? All right, where'd you hide it?
21-3 is a interfund resolution, that our accountant, or our auditor Darcy recommended doing it this way for, purposes when it comes audit season, so that we can show everyone where we temporarily borrowed funds and where all the money is and all the liability lies.
We need a motion
I
to
make-
pass that, resolution 21-3.
I will make a motion that we accept, resolution 21-3
Is
for
there
an interfund loan.
I'll support.
support? Roll call?
Lois Tiley,
Yes.
Michael Nesbitt,
Yes.
Christine Newman, absent, Richard Horner,
Yes.
Kathy Harris,
Yes.
Diane Dennis, absent, and Sarah Tiley.
Yes.
Motion passed. Is that the only one we gotta do before we, anything else we have to do before we act on the budget?
Nope, now we can do 21-4, and then 5.
If there's no further questions on the budget, do I hear a motion to accept resolution 21-4?
I move to accept resolution 21-4.
Is there support for that motion?
I'll support.
Motion made, supported for resolution 21-4. Roll call, please.
Yep. Lois Tiley,
Yes.
Michael Nesbitt,
Yes.
Christine Newman, absent, Richard Horner,
Yes.
Kathy Harris,
Yes.
Diane Dennis, absent, and Sarah Tiley.
Yes.
Motion's passed. Where are we at? Budget approval,
21-5.
21-6, 21-5. Fiscal year 21-22 budget approval, resolution 21-5.
I'll make a motion that we accept resolution 21-5.
I'll support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Or do you want, wait a minute, we need a roll call on that? We
Yes.
should have. Roll call, I'm sorry.
Lois Tiley,
Yes.
Michael Nesbitt,
Yes.
Christine Newman, absent, Richard Horner,
Yes.
Kathy Harris,
Yes.
Diane Dennis, absent, and Sarah Tiley.
Yes.
Motion passed. I believe we're up to 21-6. To approve the interfund loan for fiscal year 21-22. Any questions? If not, do I hear a motion to pass resolution 21-6?
I'll make a motion. That's 21-6.
Is there support for the motion to
Yes,
resolution 21-6?
support.
Lois? Roll call?
Lois Tiley,
Yes.
Michael Nesbitt,
Yes.
Christine Newman, absent, Richard Horner,
Yes.
Kathy Harris,
Yes.
Diane Dennis, absent, and Sarah Tiley.
Yes.
Next item is the fiscal year 1920 to 24-25 capital improvement plan updated.
This update allows for the continuation of the DDA facade grant program. It even increases the dollar amount from 10,000 to 15,000. This is the second year of this program. In the first year, we saw the Bad River update their outside. We saw the library fix up their doors and windows and paint. And we saw Devwood Studios, the old health clinic, really remodel the entire place, but paid for just the sign. So we're hoping to see more businesses take advantage of this program to spruce up downtown. It also includes money in the DDA to fix up the Goodrich building doors that one has a hole in it, so it's an immediate fix that will be coming, but April 1's not too far away. As well, and make sure that it's ADA compliant and the state regulations that the Secretary of State requires. It also allows for an upgrade at the Parks concession stand. We've been working on that to help the Little League out, so they can get one yearly licensing fee from the health department, so they can sell popcorn and hot dogs and pop and make kind of self-sufficient in using the revenue from the concession stand to pay for a lot of what they need. And so we also took out a $20,000 original capital improvement for the kitchen remodel at our building. I don't think we need that. We added an air fryer and we're gonna call it good. So, I don't know why you need a $20,000 kitchen remodel, but,
Air fryer.
I know, I like food, but not that much, so.
Must be huge one.
Might as well add a new roof on it, the building while you're at it.
Keep the rain out
So-
at least.
This allows for more water main replacements and it continues our tree removal and sidewalks. We've done about $5,000 in tree removal this year. We hope to continue. We look at planting more trees in the park. We have at least 3 people interested in memorial benches at the park as well. So that would take money away from having to use it out of our pocket, and they're gonna donate the money. I think it's about $2,000 by the time it's done.
It's between like $1,200 and $1,500.
$1,200 and
depends on
$1,500,
how
and then you
big.
put the name on it and, you know, engrave it, so, which is wonderful and really helps us out, so. And those are really the only updates to the capital improvement plan for this year. We're looking at perhaps a new police vehicle in 2 years down the line. We use CARES Act dollars to take care of the fresh tires, oil changes, things of that nature. Kind of a preventative maintenance program that was not being done prior to Chief Church being here, so.
Anybody have any questions? We have a motion for the capital improvement plan update.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. Support for the motion?
Support.
Motion made and supported for the capital improvement plan update. I don't think we need a motion, or a roll call for that, do we?
Not for the CIP plan.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Moving on to resolution 21-7, authorizing installment purchase agreement for the 2022 International Dump Truck.
This is the legal agreement between us and the bank, with the understanding of our payment requirements, and that it is a tax exempt 1.75% loan, the amount not to exceed $140,000. As I mentioned earlier, I believe the chassis was let me look real quick, was $84,000, and then we are adding the electric tarp and underbody scraper for plowing at $54,900. And so It'll be a little under, 140, I believe, but, this is, the agreement we are entering in with the bank.
Any questions? Do I hear a motion to accept this agreement? Installment agreement?
I will make a motion that we accept the, bank agreement for the new dump truck for Donald.
Is there support for the motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Need roll call or no?
I believe so, yes.
You faked me out on that.
Sorry. Lois Tiley,
Yes.
Michael Nesbitt,
Yes.
Christine Newman, absent. Richard Horner,
Yes.
Kathy Harris,
Yes.
Diane Dennis, absent, and Sarah Tiley.
Yes.
Okay, stepping up here, we have an appointment of Marie Rowe to the planning commission. Any information, sir?
We can close the, truth and taxation
Oh,
public
yeah.
hearing.
Yeah.
Do I hear a motion to close the truth and taxation hearing?
I'll make a motion to close the truth and taxation public hearing.
Support?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Do I hear a motion to open the regular meeting?
I'll make a motion to open the regular meeting.
Support?
I support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Regular meeting is now open.
Next,
Wow.
next item is, the planning commission. We have 2 open seats, one due to the, tragic and sad death of, Chris Savage, another to, member leaving. So, in the midst of doing a rewrite in ordinance and code enforcement, it's important to have a full board, a lot of discussions, a lot of thoughts, people that have been around the village, who have served in other facets here, that know where things were in the past, how it was, know the problems of the village. And so, 2 people reached out, wanting to be a part of this, and I think, they bring great minds and great collaboration, and maybe not agree on 100% on everything, and sometimes you need that gridlock when you're making important decisions like this. So, the first letter would be from, Maureen Rowe, or Maureen, I've never called her that. Marie Rowe and Mr. Harris, submitted his letter of interest as well. So there are 2 seats open. This board would make that decision. And you probably know, some of you know them better than most, but, it's for you to decide. I prefer a full board when going through this process. So I think they would do a fine job. I think, with, former trustee Coots on the board as well, I think there's 3 good minds right there going through the process together. So,
So I make a motion that we appoint Marie Rowe and Steve Harris to the planning commission.
Is there support for the
I
motion?
support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
You don't need a roll call for that one.
I don't think we need a, there's not many.
All those opposed? There wasn't any. Motion's carried. We have one left here, a Benzinski engagement letter.
so this is our financial advisor that's going to work with us during the USDA Rural Development Loan or Grant application. It was expressed by other board members that they're not necessarily, enthralled with the municipal financial advisors that did the water rate study and wanted, different options. Bobby Benzinski works with Dickinson Wright and Spicer. And so he was recommended to complete this part. He completes the financial information. He works with the engineers to get the exact dollars so that we're not going after anything that we don't need. There's no fluff here, that we're gonna be as accurate as possible. It assists us in determining our revenue sources and figures out, what our capital, or our plans, our revenue sources, our enterprise funds can afford, while still being able to sufficiently provide water and sewer and wastewater to the village. So this is a revenue bond, it's not a general obligation bond. So property taxes aren't gonna go up. It is based solely on the enterprise funds.
Anyone have any questions?
I'm probably gonna ask a dumb one. What is the enterprise fund?
Enterprise funds are monies that, funds like the water fund and the sewer fund that kind of bring in revenue on their own.
Okay,
They have different rules and regulations on how you can spend them and what you can do with them.
okay.
We need a motion for this. Can we get a motion to accept the Benzinski, excuse me,
I think it's Ben Zinski?
Benzinski and Company's proposal, or business proposal? Anyway, is there a motion? Don't be shy.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we accept this proposal, Benzinski and Company's proposal.
Is there support for the motion?
I support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Nope, we don't need a roll call.
I trust you now.
DPW report, as I mentioned, Don is quarantined. He is a close contact of his daughter who is COVID positive. He and his wife went to Owasso this afternoon and received the drive-through testing and should have results. If that's the case, you're gonna see a few employees around here probably working from home, just because we were close contact, which is defined by within 6 feet for over 15 minutes within 24 hours. And we had meetings around budget, we had meetings on other things that I've asked them to do. For instance, there's some trees that need to be cut down behind Dr. Klein's building on Saginaw on the river that Army Corps of Engineers used to do, but now we are doing. We are getting we kind of redeveloped Bart Thurston, getting our dog park back up and running with the waste. We're adding them to our garbage cans so that you can pull the bag out, and instead of putting them in those little cages where they don't sit and the guys have to reach their hands all the way down and pull them out, and they go right in the garbage so they can grab the whole bag. So we redesigned those today, but they've been working pretty hard. A lot of snow in the previous month, and then fixing up the equipment after they bang a curb or something like that, we'll say. But as you can see, they're pumping water daily, plowing, equipment repair, and cutting down trees on the South Branch and Waterfall Park. There's a cottonwood over there that probably isn't good for in-home burning, but if you wanna call dibs on it, we could probably cut it up for you. But he'll be excited to hear about the dump tomorrow. I think, honestly, he's excited, but I don't think even if they order, it lets them know tomorrow, I don't think we're gonna receive it till October and November. It's kind of that backed up.
Then it'll be exciting.
Yeah, so nothing like being excited for Christmas in March.
Yeah.
Moving on to the police department report. Anything, chief?
Oh, this was, a first time for me. I absolutely enjoyed being able to pull this together. This is kind of the nuts and bolts of the whole thing. The department is really working from the 6 pillars of community policing is the base philosophy in creating a department. And, this doesn't see the human side of it, this is all our numbers part of it you guys, are able to look at. I know there's places that it says there's this number and there's this number, so things aren't all equal. So if you have any questions on some of that, don't hesitate to ask either now or just another time if you see us out and about. All the reporting programs and everybody kind of runs their numbers and their systems differently. And so, if there's any questions, don't hesitate to ask. But other than that, I'm just, appreciate the opportunity, and this is,
I would just add that we haven't seen anything like this in St. Charles to date that I'm aware of. Maybe
I haven't seen anything like
Trustee
this.
Harris
Never had
has,
either.
but I wanna thank and commend Chief Church on putting this together. It took a lot of time and effort. And, you know, going through old emails and looking for information, it was about almost 1 year ago today that we really started to transform the police department into a community policing effort. And, it wasn't always easy. There were some hard days and some long weekends and a lot of meetings, but, we're in a good starting point to springboard into something special and start looking at like a school resource officer and really keep St. Charles safe. I mean, we understand where a lot of the drugs are coming and where they're going, and we're kind of on the path. We've seen things that I thought were only in TV shows and movies, so I commend you on putting this together. It turned out wonderfully.
well, thank you, like I said, it was, just a pleasure, that and just working through the budget, and learning, kinda how to manage that, get a home budget for my kids growing up for many years, but this is a whole different,
Well,
animal, right, to deal with, but just, thankful and just loving the opportunity to learn and continue to grow and, create a department and see where, the department will stand in, value to the community, cause it's important to us and I believe it will be the community as well.
I just have one question. Do we still have an ordinance for the snowmobiles in the village? Do you know?
We have an ordinance,
Okay.
but it's pretty loose. Snowmobiles, have to be 25 miles an hour. Can't be on 52 at all, but they're available to go throughout the village. We've had a few.
I don't have a problem with anybody having fun, but it seemed like, I don't know about you two, but it seemed like there were a lot of them racing down North Street this year.
Yeah, I live on Beaver. I don't know if you know that, but boy, I tell you, there's a many nights I'm looking out my window going, "Shoot, little rascal, am I gonna make connection with this week?" Yeah, 'cause you kinda get to know, intentionally get to know, people. The other complaint besides North Street I heard was just people flying down the river.
They've always done that.
Yeah.
but-
And just that risk to the guys that are fishing and people out on the water, so, yeah, and, I had to refer the DNR a couple of times to the water. Not a lot that we can do, and then, that's one of the ordinances that will definitely have to be a part of kinda looking at, what we wanna, allow.
Well, this was an unusual year, we haven't had snow like this and, where the river's froze and everything either. Like I said, I don't mind them having fun, but
I know, I've heard, I heard them, I was like, oh, so.
it just seemed like they raced down our street a lot.
They come down, it's not so bad. I feel bad for the people next to us, cause it seems like they go deeper into their yard.
Yes,
That's
I noticed
the
that.
issue I don't like.
They were like almost up to their front porch.
Well, while we're on the subject, the ORV signage should be in early spring. It's something that started in 2014 with Hal Mead and Pat Mishler that kind of, I had heard nothing of it until the end of 2020. And so people will be able to go across 52 at the particular spots, and street legal, if you want to call it that. According to MDOT, and the DNR can no longer harass or pull over people because we'll have all the resolutions are done, all the signage is done, and so we're just waiting for a little thaw to get it in, so maybe see some poker runs on side-by-sides in the future in St. Charles.
Thank you, Julie.
Next up is the building inspector report, code enforcement report, Mr. Scott Crowfoot.
Hello, everyone.
Scott?
They said hi, Scott.
Okay.
as you'll see, the permits in fiscal year and what Scott's done and what's coming in. Obviously, not every year is gonna be like this, but, what did you receive today, Scott?
In addition to the 49 that are on today's report, there's another 50 that I received today. 49 electrical and 1 building permit.
Scott's earning his keep, that's what I'm hearing.
Is that for
I
the
hope so.
BK Arbor Glen?
And most of these come from Harbor Glen.
Yes.
On the complaint log, what is the complaint 1, 2, 1, 3, and 4?
Complaints
On
1, 3,
Center
4,
Building.
1, and 2, wondering what they are.
Down at the bottom of the page, 1 is unlicensed vehicle, 2 is building materials, 3 is junk and trash, 4 is blight, 5 would be an uninhabitable building.
And what's, complying? What is WIP?
Complying, where I have WIP, that means work in progress.
Okay.
So the 220 East Clinton, that gentleman, he currently has a building permit and he's well underway in repairing that home after fire devastated it. And he's working to get those cars registered. I've been in contact with him several times and he will get it taken care of. We'll go from there.
Thank you. Anybody else have any questions on any of the reports?
I know.
Hart, can you, I can't hear.
No further questions at this time.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great evening.
Thank you, you too.
Bye now.
Item 12, public comment. Anybody have any comments?
I would just add that we're working on the ditching on Ithaca Road, and I've reached out to the county about perhaps making it a special, drainage district for an assessment. Depending on what we're able to do, I don't believe the culverts are the same size or the same height, so our ditching might not do the job that people or residents are hoping it will do. But we're gonna give it a shot and do it, both ways, do it the right way and do it what we can to provide the service, so. That is upcoming as well. Good things happening, just a weird time.
In the world.
Any other questions? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'm making a motion to adjourn.
Support?
That's sport.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you all for participating.